We got all new walls. We got dual dryer hookups over here. We got a motion sensor light there. We got the new light up on the roof. Water system, 2 outlets for ironing and stuff. Jason's already got this countertop completely made out. Got our service only hot water tank is underneath on this side. Pressure tank here. Well, we've got our electrical panel. That's all finished out. Dual washer hookups on this side. And we put in a new spigot there. There wasn't one. That's the new house main water shutoff. Blowout trap for the septic for the bathroom that's just on the other side of this wall. This electrical has been repositioned. It was there. That's going to be our bathroom vent. Down here, we pulled out a whole bunch of old electrical wires, fixed that. This will be gone. 4-ton AC unit over here. This was one of the other first things that we did. They have a 30 amp 10 gauge wire running from the panel inside the shop on this corner, and we converted it over to the Square D 200 amp service, although it ain't 200 amps, just so that we could put an RV plug over here. I've got a ditch dug right now, and this is going to be a 2-inch for pumps that are going to run from the RV building that's on the other side of there, and then the 5th wheel hookup that's going to be over here. This fence won't be here for very much longer. We're going to extend out from the shop building about 30 feet, probably about right here, and then come over and go straight to the back of the property, and then that will be more enclosure fenced area for us. So we've got a 2-inch for that septic, a 3/4 for water lines that are going to go out there, and then also the electrical. The electrical is eventually going to run all the way over and go to where our service main is going to be. Currently not there. Service main is going to be in this area. We're getting 2 new 200 amp services to come from power pole that's over there. They're going to have to do underground. So you can see the house itself. Some things that have been done is it got a new roof. It got some woodwork done. You can kind of see it in the corner there. Had a lot of patchwork, but the roof is just about complete. It's got a little bit on the front still left to go. You can see we've got all the septic. That was one of the first projects that we had to finish. This is the laundry room. We have the new light up on the laundry room. New light. Laundry room, got a new door. We've just finished ordering all the different aluminum roof pieces that are going to fix all the roof. Gate we haven't attached or done anything to, but you can see the gate used to have a power supply there. We did install that light. It runs on a dusk till dawn, so it's always on. This will end up becoming a single wall, not a door. Jason just finished this wall here with the cement board wall, and then we finished this wall the other day, and then after we finished that wall, we did this front end of the shop there. The door is new. Jason reframed. There used to be a skylight up there. He reframed all that. We got the new small wall pack there, and then we put in the big wall pack. We realized after putting in 2 wall packs that we wanted even more lights, so we're going to do another one here, another one there on the other side of the door. This middle door was an 8-foot door. We're converting over to a 10 because this bay is going to house the lift, so we wanted this bay to be just as tall. And then once again, you can see the wall pack there. The blue wires, those are an access point and 2 cameras. On the other side, there is 2 cameras on that side, and then Ethernet we've already ran inside to the door for a powered door lock. You can see Jason already framed out, and we put in the extra aluminum from other pieces that we have taken off. So that used to be a skylight there crossed. It just needs to be all painted. This is our scrap. The original septic that we were going to do, that's the 8-foot door that we took out. This is just all extra stuff that they've had. We've had this burn barrel going, these 2 burn barrels going forever. You can see the RVs out here. It got stuck at one point, so that's why it's on the concrete now and hasn't moved. Right now we got another trash bin. We've had one before. This is our second trash bin because we finally gained access into here, which was 6 weeks after Jason bought the place. So it's been a long time coming. All this side over here is going to be the stuff that we keep or look into. All the stuff that's in the middle is going to be garage sale stuff. That's all stuff that I haven't even sorted through, but we're almost through it all. I mean, you got to understand, this thing was full. The guy came in one day and took just the things that he wanted, and that was it. And really made a mess of everything else. I mean, he really actually, I think, intentionally tried to destroy some stuff. So there's always that. That electrical that's coming from the front side of the main shop, this is a storage shed. The electrical comes down, comes through here. It's already been ran and it comes up. There's our new water spigot. We're going to have the main electrical. This will be a 200 amp with 100 of it going to this building and 150 going to the other building. You can see we routed the pipe back here, and then we're cutting across over here to put in the septic pump system there. And then we're going to route out to the back and do another septic sump pump system in the back there. Just to note, that soffit was not there. Definitely did not look like that before. That soffit was also not there. So those are both new, coming off of the main building. You can hear Jason painting. We ran all of our cables from the new panel you'll see for electrical. We're going to have lots of lights, but almost all of the lights are going to be Wi-Fi controlled and Alexa controlled. So we'll be converting all the garage doors to the motorized hinge. The motor is going to be hung up there. So we've got an outlet there. This outlet is just a junction box. This will be for the Tesla charger. And then that's going to be a 50 amp welder slash 240, 50 amp 240 plug. Just a normal outlet for us. We have an outlet on the other side of the wall. And then looking up, you can see all these white wires. These are the cans. There will be 4 cans above each garage door area. And then call the garage section the section with the garage door all the way up to this first section of roof where it starts to climb again. That area we consider the shop. And then on the other side of this beam here, that area from this beam all the way over there will be considered like the living quarters, living room, kitchen, that kind of thing. So we have 4 lights up there. We're going to have a grid pattern light that comes across all the way across and comes down to this side. This is one of the 10-foot doors. This one was existing, so we left it. Unfortunately, the spring system blew up while trying to adjust it, so we're not going to be able to keep it. We're going to need to get another spring system. Also, you'll see here that we have some air taps. So that'll be a cord reel power supply. That one is a power supply for the garage door. That's an air tap. Each of these posts will all have air taps. You can see them up there. And then each one of them will also have a box. That's what the yellow wire is. A 20 amp dedicated cord reel plug. We had to cut out, that way I could install some more outlets. We're going to do a whole wall of outlets on this side. You can see the wall of outlets on the back there. And then from that post, there's going to be a sink. But he built out this pony wall. Pretty sure he's going to finish building it all the way up to the top. But here we've got about a 36-inch sink with a cabinet above it. And then the AC system that you saw outside will be a big cassette that sits here with a return on the bottom and then shooting out into the duct that you saw on the ground over there. That's the grid system, but we just have it as an actual light. Oh, that's our dimmer switches. Roughly like 1 million lumens worth of power, it seems like, when we're all done. That's that last skylight system that we got to take out. This whole section of wall will be a 20 amp circuit. And that water line goes out to the corner, and that's where we're going to have another spigot on the corner of the building here. And we'll run it out and we'll have a spigot on the corner of this building. Over here is the living quarters. So we've got living room, which is why the plugs are much lower. 2 living room plugs there, 2 living room plugs there. Couch is going to go here. Love seat on this side with maybe an end table. TV is going to go up on this coast. So we've got some power that's going to come down, and then we've got the power up there. But regardless, we're going to have some tower that comes down, and then we're going to have Ethernet, and then access point and camera. Over here is going to be the computer area. So we've got a dedicated 20 amp breaker for that plug-in and the plug-in on the bottom. So that's the computer room that I just talked about. Here we got a light switch for living room that's going to do these living room lights. This section and this section will be controlled by one light dimmer. This section will be controlled by another, and this section will be controlled by another. These two are split because there's just so much light that the amperage was so high. We needed to split it in half. This one's split because we want to be able to shut this down if anybody's over here in the living room area, they're trying to watch their TV, whatever it is. So then you can see this is an open platform. So you just walk, this is completely open here minus this one post. We did some serious restructuring here because this is actually the true wall, but then we ended up taking it out and pulling it. They had already taken it out, so then we rebuilt this wall here, but they had it extending all the way to where you can see the drop ceiling kind of area. We ended up doing this support beam structure, so you can see here we've got some serious beamage right there what we did is we ran a new beam and ran out that as a structure all the way across here. And you can see we picked it up, we put on all of these joists, including the ones over the kitchen area. So that way we had this big open space. So that's suspended based on that. We got some serious bolts, lag screws, everything. So that all comes down and through. The other thing is this is where the thermostat's gonna go. This is a switch for the air compressor. Air compressor is gonna be on the other side of this wall in the storage room. You can kind of see the door access to the storage room. Over here, we've got the kitchen. So this will be a kitchen sink, 36. And then we have, you know, an overhead cabinets and stuff like that. Over here, we've got the kitchen itself. So right here will be a refrigerator, that's water hookup, that's electrical for the refrigerator. Then we have 2 outlets because you're gonna have a countertop, that's for the stove. The microwave plug is actually on the other side of this room in the storage room because it actually goes up and over and goes through the ceiling. So we'll plumb that and do that at the very end. The sewer line was existing. We don't know where it goes, but that's what they had the washing machine attached to because this was all part of that laundry room pump house building. We've now put in this wall here that goes across and finishes off the bathroom and isolates the bathroom from them. So in the bathroom, you got a bath fan, you got the shower. Shower is gonna go in this corner, standing shower 36 by 36, shower hookups up there. And then you've got toilet just outside of the shower, which is gonna be here, sink, your bar light, plug-in for regular stuff, fan, and a light switch there. And then this is the storage unit. So this is all storage. This first yellow line, this is kind of a drop off. This separates where the storage is going to be from the new apartment in this area. Right now there is a bathroom over there. Right here, this will all be storage. You can see they've done some funky flashing and everything in here is ghetto rigged. We took out a stud that didn't need to support this double 2x6 beam. But in the back, you can say the air line, that's going to be where the air compressor goes. Farther back, you can kind of see where the electrical wire and a box is, microwave outlet. So we're going to put on a couple of lights, put in a couple of storage racks across the back. Storage is going to get insulated in from this room here. This room here is going to be the apartment. So existing toilet pretty much is probably going to stay exactly where it's at. We'll put sink right next to it with a wall, the front door, cabinets, kitchen sink, stove, and then refrigerator. All of this will be open for a bed, living room, dining room area. Also on this bathroom area, when you walk in the wall, that beam's got to stay there. So we'll do a cubby nook there. And then this area right here will be a standing shower. So that's the extent of the studio apartment.